in Buena Vista, Colorado at the Crowded Acre farm to visit Jen Welch and her family and see all of the amazing things they're doing. They're raising pigs and chickens and goats and cattle, and they're using that livestock to create meat for this new food truck that they've launched called the Bearded Lady. And it's in town in Buena Vista, and they're really taking their food from farm to fork. Oh, good. Nice to meet you too. I was like, is this the front door? Or I didn't know if we were coming to the front or back.
Super confusing,
okay.
So either way. It's really hard for farmers to make a profit and to provide the products that they want to provide. A lot of times they're at the mercy of what the restaurants want. All right, guys, let me run you this way. It's drier on that side. A pig is more than bacon, and they sacrifice everything for that bacon. You know, they say that the chicken is, you know, involved in making your breakfast, but the pig is committed to it. And so I wanted to make sure that the whole pig was committed to that. And going back into food service, that's something that I can ensure happens, that all of my animal gets put onto the plate and that people are really reconnected with that whole nose to tail dining experience that is best for the consumer and the farmer. Getting local food into consumers' hands or onto their plates is really what it's all about. We felt this was the best way for a really small farm to make a profit and to be sustainable financially, and really wanted to be in control and over as much of that process as possible. Brian and I feel really lucky to be in this place that we are. We're very, very fortunate. We live in one of the most beautiful areas around.
Her husband Brian is dedicated to protecting that beauty. In addition to lending a hand on the farm, he is a wildfire firefighter and a true believer of Jen's dream.
The name The Crowded Acre actually originated on an acre land that we used to own. We started with chickens literally on our living room floor. And we moved from that property onto what was originally started as The Crowded Acre. So when we started the farm, I had really young kids. And that made things difficult at times. And as the kids have grown, so has the farm. Maya, my oldest daughter, she actually is going to be in charge of the chickens this year. And through that, the kids can learn as well as just experience this life that they have on the farm.
I love taking care of the animals with my mom and my dad.
And pet them. Sometimes bring them inside. My favorite thing about the farm is to let the nature washing age.
So we started with chickens, then added dairy goats. Actually, Maya was raised on goat milk. And then we slowly just started growing the farm from there. And as the kids got older and I found that I was having more time to kind of do the things that I wanted to do, it made a lot of sense to go back into food service with the animals that we were raising. It's one of those things, you know, we get a lot of people that say, oh my gosh, this is so great, your kids must love it and they have so much fun. And, you know, behind that, there's a lot of work that goes into it, but really, we wouldn't have it any other way. It's, you know, kind of a magical place to grow up. And I think Brian and I, every once in a while, look at each other, we're like, do they even know how lucky they have it, you know? I mean, I grew up around animals and I had it really, really awesome too, but it's just, every time we think about why are we doing this, it's the kids. That's literally where it started for both of us.
So we are in their chicken house. She said it's about 700 square feet. There's chickens and ducks in here, and it is not crowded at all in here, but I have this irrational fear of chickens and birds of all kinds, really.
They're easier to contain.
And as you saw, like if they are in my space, it makes me kind of panic. Unnecessarily, they've all been very nice and welcoming when I'm in their coop. But so this is where they get all the eggs that they use for their food truck that we're gonna see later. But just very cool operation here.
Oh, you just want to be curious and say hi.
They're so cute.
there's a steep learning curve, and you're going to make mistakes along the way, and that actually for me is how I learn, is by making a mistake. A lot of people would equate that with failure, but I see it as a stepping stone to success. I don't know if you know this, so when pigs lay down to nurse their piglets, they sing to them. One, so that the piglets know their mom's voice, because if they were growing up out in the wild, they would need to know to listen for that voice. And then also, I have a little theory that it's so that they don't fight each other, because it will never fail that 5 piglets will fight over 7 teats every single time. By just kind of remaining open-minded about the process, we were able to fine-tune everything and have a farm model that we're really proud of and that we really want to see succeed.
There's one drawback to this life she and husband Brian have built for themselves. I guess you could call it an occupational hazard.
So I imagine around the schoolyard that I am known as the smelly mom. When I would go into town, which is a couple of times a day, mind you, because one of them, my youngest, is still in preschool. I am basically here, feeding animals, wrangling pigs, doing all of the things I have to do in the morning, and then running out the door to be able to go and pick them up on time. She'll lay down for us.
What's she gonna do? What's her trick?
What are you gonna do? Oh, there we go. Oh, a little bit further, just a little bit. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's no way that I'm ever going to have a chance to shower before actually going into town. So I walk in, to pick up the kids, and unfortunately there's poop on my boots and probably on my hands. And I'm standing there quietly, waiting for class to be out, and I just notice a little clear circle around me. Hi, girls. A lot of the moms have learned what I do for a living. We actually have the school class. They come out and visit the farm, which is a lot of fun. And so I think that they have, kind of reconciled in their mind that I am a farmer and not just in general, really smelly, unclean person, which works out well in my favor. In order to be successful at, small farming, you either need to market a unique product, or you need to market a common product in a unique way. And that's why we bought a 1984 65-passenger Bluebird school bus. It actually belonged to one of the rafting companies here. They use them to haul people to and from the river, as well as their rafts. And they were no longer using it, so they gave it to a friend of ours who was gonna take it for scrap metal. And when he went to turn the key, it started like that, and he thought, man, I can't scrap this. So he told us about it, and we said, we will take it. In less than 24 hours, we made that decision to buy this, and it's actually turned into one of
45 minutes.
one of the bigger food trucks that is around. We really are able to fit all of the equipment we need in here to do whatever we want with our kitchen. And that's gonna be better for us because we can turn out, a lot of different products with all of the different produce and meats that we're gonna have coming in. Not only are we taking this product to Main Street, so people really can come to Main Street, Buena Vista, and get a product that is locally raised and that they cannot get that flavor profile anywhere else. Named the bus the Bearded Lady kind of as a tribute to goats. Goats are the first animal that I wanted to have on the farm. I wanted a clean source of dairy for my daughter. And even though we started with chickens, we did pretty immediately incorporate goats once we had the property available to do so. Follow your heart, because the things that you think you know about yourself, you don't know until you try. And trying is how we learn about ourselves and how we become who we are supposed to be.
Well, I say let's go eat.
Yeah.
The men and women around the table are her people. The ones who have supported and helped her on the path of farming, building a business, and creating a life she loves for her family. It was clear that this young FarmHer is living out her dream and bringing her version of agriculture full circle. From the Crowded Acre to the Bearded Lady.